Hey guys, what's up? This is Apple Investigator here, and today I wanted to bring you guys a video about a question that I frequently receive on YouTube, and that is the question: which iPad should I get, the iPad Mini or the 4th gen iPad? People want to know which one is better. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a few of the features that both of them have, and hopefully by the end of this, you'll know which one is more appropriate for you. So to begin this, guys, let's get started with the iPad mini that I have here on the left. We will slide to unlock, and the first thing that you will probably notice is that it does not have a Retina display. Instead, it runs a smaller, more condensed 1024 by 768 resolution with 163 ppi. And at first, if you're coming from an iPad with Retina display, you might think this is a little awkward. It is not as good as the Retina display, obviously, but on the smaller device, it just does the job and looks fine. If this is your first iPad, it should not be an issue in any way, in my opinion. I think the iPad 2 resolution that it has should be able to manage what you want to do just fine if you're not picky about seeing every little pixel and stuff like that. The next thing that I think is a great advantage to the iPad mini is its gaming abilities. I think that gaming on the iPad mini is, in my opinion, way better than the regular iPad. It is just, it's not as awkward. It's easier to control games like racing games, and I'll show you guys a game here. Let's get Asphalt 7 going here quickly, and I'll show you guys what gaming on this thing really looks like, because I find gaming on the iPad 4 or iPad 3 or iPad 2 just to be a little bit awkward and not as natural. So we'll get into the game. Here we go, guys. So as you can see, I am in the game. Beautiful graphics on this Asphalt 7. And you guys can see it is very easy to turn. And it's just very fun, enjoyable experience, as you guys saw. And we'll turn it over to the iPad 4 here for a second to give a quick demo of that. I have that exact same game on this device, Asphalt 7 Heat. It is a great game, by the way. I'm not saying the game is bad, I'm just comparing them on the two devices. And I'll show you guys what this is like, and you will quickly see that it is a little more awkward than on the iPad mini. I find just turning and moving around on this, it's too big for my eyes. I don't know, I find it a little bit awkward. The graphics are amazing, obviously. So as you guys can see, here we go. And I just find like moving and turning is just weird. Like, you guys can see that? It's just a little bit awkward for me. Here we go. I mean, it's not a bad gaming experience at all. It's just I just prefer the iPad mini for gaming. So that's a great advantage, actually, guys, to the iPad mini. So let's move on to the keyboard and what it's like to type on both of these devices. So the iPad mini does have quite a smaller keyboard for typing on, as you guys can see here. Let's jump into something like Note here. Let's do a new Note, and you guys can see it's a little bit small for anyone that wants to type. You guys can see here in the portrait mode, that could be a little bit of a pain if you're not if you have bigger fingers or something like that. And we'll throw it back over to the bigger iPad 4 here. See, this is a beautiful full-size keyboard, easy to type on, and it's a much better user experience. Throw it into portrait mode here, and you guys can see it is just much easier. So I would say the keyboard advantages, and that ties into something I'll talk about a little later with iWork and stuff like that, goes to the bigger iPad 4th gen. Let's talk about processors on both devices. If I go into something like multitasking here, the iPad 4th gen runs a A6X dual core processor that is extremely fast. I mean extremely. It is like lightning fast here, guys. You can multitask quick. You can play your games well. I said that I like the iPad mini more for gaming, but graphics are amazing on this device. It does everything very quickly. Click something, it's loaded. Like, really, it's done. Like, before you even know, you're loaded into that application. The iPad mini, though, having no Retina display, is run by a A5 dual core chip. And I must say, it does get the job done in a very good, efficient manner. Multitasking as well on here is pretty efficient. I can move between apps fast. Gaming on here, like I said, is great. Graphics are not bad considering the lack of the Retina display. On the iPad 4th generation, I must say that the web browsing experience is quite amazing. Just like, I mean, it's a great experience. It's fast. You got your tab browsing here. You can move them around just like you can on the iPad mini, as well as your emails. Drafting emails is a slightly better experience. On the iPad mini, it's a little bit smaller. It's a bit of an adjustment coming from a bigger iPad, but if you're just looking for something that can be able to browse the web in a nice confined format, then this device should be great for you. I mean, as you guys can see here, if I wanted to go into, say I wanted to click on this, you guys can see here, got the web page loaded. I can click on Reader here. It does a lot of the work for you. Reading an article on this thing is really not bad at all if you use Safari's capabilities to its fullest potentials. Watching videos on both devices is great. iPad mini, I can just see myself taking this thing in the car and watching a movie. Same with the iPad 4. Really, both devices are great for entertainment capabilities. The cameras on both devices are great. Got 720p FaceTime HD cameras on the front of both devices. Both devices also shoot 1080p video out the back and 5 megapixel stills with the iSight camera. I will give the reading category to the iPad mini. I will show you guys here. Reading books on this thing is great. It feels much more natural. It's something more like a Kindle Fire. I don't want to mention that word, but it's a better experience for the user who's used to reading something like a book. Here I have a Shakespeare here, which I was reading for school. You guys can see it is a great experience flipping pages. You guys can go in here. You can change your theme. You can go into a night theme so that it's dark. That's a great aspect of it. The iPad 4 does also have some great capabilities with reading books and stuff like that. I've got something here, a slight example of a textbook. You guys can see I can zoom it in. Text is crystal clear. It's just, I think reading books and stuff like that is better on the iPad mini. Much better, smaller environment, and I think it will do you better good if you want to be reading books as your primary thing you want to do on your device. And the last thing that I want to talk about is portability. The iPad 4th generation is slightly heavier. It's bigger with the 9.7 inch display on it. It's a little bit thicker, and I mean, you can bring it around. It's great. You can do your work on it. You bring it to school, bring it to the office. That's a great option. But I think that portability ultimately comes down to the iPad mini, with just its 6.2 millimeter thick frame here. It's got this beautiful black slate design on the back. It's got a more rounded design instead of the beveled on the iPad 4, and this thing is extremely light. I mean, I pick it up, I can barely feel it in my hand, and I think if you want to bring this thing to school or work, this thing is easier to bring around than this iPad. If I pick this up and I pick this up, I say, whoa, I want to bring this iPad mini with me. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That was a quick comparison of the iPad 4th gen and the iPad mini. If you liked this video, please comment, rate, subscribe. It helps a lot. And I'd like you guys to also visit my blog at appleinvestigator.blogspot.com. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.